Hello everyone! A variety of exciting games are coming to Nintendo Switch in November. The release dates for each game will be posted on the screen. I'll try to explain the story and gameplay details of each one as simply as possible. If you're ready, let's move on to the first game. Kirby Air Riders deviates from classic racing games. Instead of cars, it features flying skateboard-like vehicles called stars. The physics engine focuses more on gliding, acceleration, and airflow capture. In short, you're racing through the clouds, not on a track. The Switch 2 version is technically quite advanced, boasting features like a constant 60 FPS speed, wide-open tracks, and dynamic weather. Its retro mode also harkens back to the GameCube-era Air Ride, a perfect blend of nostalgia and innovation. Best of all, the race isn't all about speed, it's about combat. You can unleash lightning bolts on your opponents, suck them up, and spit them out. Game modes include classic racing, an open-world mode like City Trial, which involves exploration and upgrades, and 4-player online multiplayer. The colorful visuals, relaxed yet satisfying controls, and that sweet Kirby soundtrack combine to create both competition and excitement. Yakuza Kiwami 2 boasts one of the most compelling stories ever told about the Japanese mafia. The legendary Kiryu stars again, this time caught in the middle of a war between two cities. The neon lights of Kamurocho and the bustling streets of Osaka are filled with both danger and quirky humor. The game maintains the classic Yakuza style, dramatic mafia clashes on one side, absurdly funny side missions on the other. One scene has you fighting to the death, the next, you're in a karaoke duet with someone. This balance is what defines the series. Serious, absurd, yet always heartfelt. The combat system is more open, allowing you to use anything around you as a weapon. Things like slamming an enemy into a phone booth, hitting them with a flower pot, or breaking a table become commonplace. The cutscenes are cinematic, the characters charismatic, and each one connects you to the story. This game is the embodiment of absurdity. As a tiny squirrel, you wander the city, committing crimes and even attempting heroism with the weapons you find. The idea itself is comedic. How can a squirrel with a gun mess up the world? The gameplay is open world. You explore, interact with people, and act ridiculously. There are missions, chases, and even shootouts with agents. The game never takes itself seriously. On the contrary, it operates on the philosophy of the more meaningless I am, the more fun I am. The atmosphere is typical suburban. Houses with white picket fences, nosy neighbors, and a squirrel hopping around with a gun. In other words, it's entirely based on parody and humor. Demonschool is a team-based tactical RPG, but it mixes classic school life with demonic events. The main character is a girl named Faye. Her family is descended from demon hunters, and despite her reluctance, she's forced to get involved in saving the world. The gameplay has a Persona feel. You go to school in the morning, make friends, and study. Then, in the evening, you cross over to a strange parallel dimension behind campus and fight demons. The combat system is turn-based, but fluid. You have to read enemy movement patterns and dominate the field with combos. So each round feels a bit like chess and a bit like a fighting game. On Switch, the visual style is somewhere between retro and modern. Low-resolution pixelated characters, but the lighting and animations are remarkably modern. In short, Demonschool is a brand new kind of school experience for those who say they're bored at school. If you're late, you incur the wrath not of your teacher, but of a hell lord. Titans of the Tide is SpongeBob's brand new adventure. This time, giant sea creatures are on the scene, accompanied by the awakening of an ancient tide god. But don't worry, SpongeBob is still as cheerful as a sponge, Patrick is still naive enough to defy logic, and Squidward is still fed up with everyone. The game is a 3D action adventure. Story missions include platforming sequences, mini-puzzles, and exploring familiar locations, like dodging giant waves in Goo Lagoon or trying to be a hero at the Krusty Krab. The tone is similar to the previous Cosmic Shake game, but this time on a larger scale, with a touch of mythology. The production team has once again kept humor and character interactions at the forefront. So it's not just about shooting and jumping. Each mission is imbued with SpongeBob's signature absurdity. Visually, it maintains the cartoon's pastel-colored world, bright, fun, and slightly crazy. Forestrike is a single-player roguelite fighting game developed by independent studio Skeleton Crew. The main character, Yu, is a martial arts master trying to save the Emperor, who is under the control of a corrupt admiral. As you travel from country to country, you learn new styles and become stronger by competing against different masters. The game's most striking feature is its foresight mechanic. This ability allows you to mentally simulate the battle before it begins, allowing you to predict its likely outcome and develop a strategy. Once the actual fight begins, the importance of every move increases. This idea adds a nice twist to the classic roguelite flow. Each encounter is a bit of a puzzle. You defeat enemies not just with punches, but with the right timing and positioning. It progresses in a every fight is a lesson, every defeat a new technique style. Indika is one of the new contenders for strange yet fascinating in the gaming world. The story is set in 19th century Russia and follows the inner journey of Indika, a young nun novice. However, this journey isn't merely spiritual. Thanks to her devil companion, it transforms into a darkly humorous tale of faith, sin, and conscience. The game is a third-person narrative adventure. You walk, solve puzzles, watch cutscenes, but with every step you take, you listen to Indika's inner voice. This inner voice sometimes debates itself, sometimes winks at the player, as if asking, "Are you driving this story, or am I?" Indika is a game that navigates the triangle of faith, guilt, and absurdity. Sometimes it makes you laugh, sometimes it leaves you with a lump in your throat. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero features over 100 characters, from Goku and Vegeta to Cell and Broly. Each battles in fully destructible arenas, each with their own unique moves. When you fire an energy blast, mountains crumble, dust billows, and you get that feeling. It's a classic one-on-one combat setup, but the camera dynamically pans around you, recreating the frenetic pace of the anime. This new version brings true anime moments to life with special animation transitions, character interactions, and a story mode. In some scenes, you even get to choose which character you want to play as. You might even say, "Let me be Piccolo instead of Goku." Bandai Namco has officially announced that the game will be released for both Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. The Switch 2 version will naturally be a bit more advanced, but the story and content remain the same. Yakuza Kiwami is a return to the roots of Sega's iconic crime drama series. It reimagines the original 2005 game with completely remastered visuals, new scenes, and enhanced gameplay. The game takes place in Kamurocho, Japan's vibrant nightlife mecca. A city adorned with neon signs and dotted with hidden bars, it's home to both dramatic storylines and humorous side quests. For example, you can fight the mafia while also singing karaoke and fishing for pocket change. An enhanced version has also been announced for Switch 2, ensuring both consoles are covered. The gameplay maintains the beat-em-up style of the original Kiwami, street brawls, special heat-action moves, and bone-crushing combos. This game reimagines the classic Terminator universe in a 2D retro arcade style. Think of it like this: metal-crafted robots, laser guns, and the "there's no fate, but what can we do?" mindset. The story unfolds amidst the war between the machines of the human resistance, but don't expect a cinematic narrative. It moves more along the rhythms of side-scrolling action. It nods to the atmosphere of an 80s film: neon freedoms, mechanical sounds, and a relentless run, shoot, survive rhythm. A performance-focused redesign was made for the Switch version. The port's quality is reportedly quite good. The gameplay feels like an old Metal Slug or Contra, but with modern touches. In short, Terminator 2: D No Fate is what you might call a 16-bit rebellion between the past and the future. In other words, it will satisfy both retro enthusiasts and gamers craving action on the Switch. This bundle brings together the Atelier Ryza Trilogy in one box: Secret of Everdarkness and the Secret Hideout, Lost Legends and the Secret Fairy, and Alchemist of the End and the Secret Key. For those unfamiliar with the series, this is an RPG focused on exploring the world in a beautiful way rather than saving it. The protagonist, Ryza, is a cheerful, curious, and somewhat headstrong young woman. Throughout the stories, she embarks on adventures with her friends and learns alchemy. The game world is filled with idyllic fields, seaside towns, and ancient ruins. The combat system is classic turn-based, but enhanced by dynamic transitions. The real joy lies in gathering ingredients and crafting potions, weapons, and items. The collect, mix, experiment feeling is quite satisfying. Each level gives you a feeling of, I can do it a little better. It's like therapy. The Deluxe pack includes all previous DLCs and bonus costumes. Inazuma 11 Victory Road is the return of that unique series that blends football with anime energy. This time, it's not just the ball rolling on the field. The characters are practically on fire. You kick the ball, the surroundings burst into flames, lightning strikes the goalkeeper while he catches it. In short, the laws of physics don't apply to this game. The main character, Unmei Sasanami, is a young woman from a disappointing past trying to rediscover her love of football. This is the heart of the game. It's about losing, trying again, and building your own team from scratch. In this respect, it's surprisingly emotional. The gameplay follows the classic Inazuma formula. In the story mode, you collect characters, build your team, and set match tactics. But there are no ordinary passes. Each character has a special divine technique ability. For example, one can strike the ball by summoning a dragon, another can encase the goal in ice. This absurdity is the very essence of the series. Goodnight Universe is an emotional yet strange experience that explores the limits of the human mind in its infancy. If you recall the developer's previous game, Before Your Eyes, that emotional slap in the face is present here too, but this time in a stranger, more philosophical way. You play a baby with psychic powers. Your family thinks you're an ordinary child, but you can move objects and project your thoughts onto those around you. As you explore these abilities throughout the game, you also question the very concept of growing up. How much control can you have? What does it mean to be human? The atmosphere is warm yet unsettling. Pastel tones, gently echoing voices, and music that's sometimes sweet, sometimes chilling. The narrative unfolds almost like a dream. It's neither entirely a game nor entirely a film, somewhere in between, like an experience. Goodnight Universe combines the innocence of infancy with the weight of the human mind. Outlanders is a city-building and community management game, but it's not the classic tax resource war mentality. Here, your goal is to keep a small village happy. You're the village leader, working with your residents, lumberjacks, farmers, and builders, to create a life in harmony with nature. But here's the kicker. You don't just rule them by order. Sometimes they get unhappy if they work too hard, so balance is essential. The screen oozes peace. And yes, if you're a productivity freak, your village might rebel, because no one wants to work forever. Outlanders is a game made for stress relief. This game is an action game set in the universe of The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, focusing on the imprisoning war era. In the game, heroes like Zelda and Rauru fight against Ganondorf's armies. Armies large and small are fought, castles are conquered, and battlefields are vast and chaotic. Gameplay features such as local two-player split-screen co-op support have also been announced. According to the official Nintendo page, this game is currently only confirmed for Nintendo Switch 2. A classic Switch version has not been announced. In short, this title points to a co-op, intense, action-packed game designed to dive directly into one of Zelda's legendary battles. This game offers a life-building experience set on an Australian-inspired island. It's essentially a cross between Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley, but with a bit more freedom. You build your own town from scratch, build a house, plant a garden, catch bugs, mine, fish, and gradually the island transforms into a vibrant community. Everything moves at a pleasant pace. There's no time pressure, just a do-what-you-want mentality. Whatever the difference, this isn't your average island. Kangaroos, crocodiles, wildlife, tropical storms. You're surrounded by nature. The weather is sometimes so beautiful, sometimes so wild that every day tells a different story. The characters are lovable, the dialogue is humorous, and the music is filled with the peaceful strains of a ukulele. And that's all the games coming to Nintendo Switch in November. A variety of fascinating worlds await us across a wide range of genres. I hope this list helps you decide which game to dive into. See you next time, take care.